Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV's Total Divas After Show. I hear no music, but I swear we have music, so we'll sing it.
I still haven't gotten used to that intro.
There it is. We're on top of the world.
Oh, this is Total Divas.
That's right.
I should probably go.
It took you a while. Finally, you know that we have a theme. I am Kaori Takee, and I've got, as always, Dale Rutledge.
How's it going, everybody?
And the very beautiful Gabby.
Hey.
Thank you. Thanks, you guys, for inviting me because I love Total Divas.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
It was his idea. He's like, let's get Gabby up in here.
Yeah, I've never
I
worked
heard you
with
were a
guys
fan.
before on
Yeah.
AfterBuzz, so this is kind of cool.
I never worked with you either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've never worked with either of you.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
well-
I've hung out with you guys before, but, which is just as good, I
Just
guess.
not on air.
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen on air, it doesn't happen.
Well, hopefully we have chemistry, so we're about to find out.
Here's a crash course of chemistry.
What kind are we talking about? Because tonight we saw a lot of chemistry between
Show
two ladies.
enough.
Oh man, that is. I was looking for news gossip. Rosa Mendez, lesbian ? And
Yes.
a lot of the guys, like, there's a lot of message boards with men being like, yes, please.
Yeah,
yes,
but-
Must be,
please.
though, after this.
Oh, or she just wants her girl to feel better. But you know what? Let's start with Rosa Mendez. Let's talk about her. Because the opening scene is with her walking out with Paige.
Paige finally on the show.
Yeah. Yes.
Nice to see her on
And
there.
it's kind of nice because she's kind of like the anti-diva, and she's out there being a total diva.
Yeah.
And she's letting Rosa Mendez flirt with her a little bit, even though she feels a little awkward.
But she's like being playful with her.
Yeah.
She's like, you're making my butt sweat. What are you doing?
Yeah, she
Like-
gave it back to her more than Natty gives it back to her.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
So I felt like maybe there's a little, both sides to Paige also.
Yeah, but Rosa was like, oh, Paige is just my type. She was all about it.
Or Paige can just roll with the punches better, maybe. Has a little
True.
more British sensibility or whatever's
Yeah.
going on there.
Yeah.
She's just like, you're being silly.
Yeah.
Down for whatever.
I think a part of her found flattery in it, but Natty didn't, obviously.
Natty was like, stop.
That's so true.
Natty's like, I'm going to the bathroom because you just tried to kiss me.
Yeah.
But, so overall, Rosa Mendez has been really good friends with Natty. She's had her back. She's very loyal, as Natty says. Natty's having a tough time with TJ, so Rosa goes out and tries to help her out, help her celebrate her birthday because TJ is lacking completely in the department of affection and attention.
Yeah.
So Rosa's trying to give it to her, and which is really nice. She, plans out a birthday party, and some of the divas are there. TJ's not there, and that's cool. And then they go out at night, and Rosa says, I just want to make Natty feel beautiful and wanted. So she goes in for a kiss, which...
I love that she's like, I'm gonna pose for a picture and then try to make out with you. Like it wasn't very smooth at all.
Yeah.
Even, like on a dance floor.
And it didn't
or-
work either.
It
Yeah.
definitely
She
did not
missed.
work.
Yeah. No, she missed it. She's like, no, let's try again. Let's move this cheek a little further.
She was grabbing her very
Yeah.
much like, I will kiss you.
Yeah. But overall, like, Rosa Mendez has completely grown on me. In these
Oh, absolutely.
what was this episode called? Oh, yeah, episode 4, Divas Unchained. So by the 4th episode, I love her.
Because I was a little questioning on what her motives might be when she did the Summer Rae invite, for her to be in the car with Natty, because
Yeah.
they obviously hate each other. So I wasn't sure if she was just trying to be dramatic or if she didn't know where she should be friends with people or whatever. But this episode definitely made me feel like, oh, she's just trying to care.
sweetie.
She's just trying to be sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like in this episode, we also saw the side of Rosa going back and speaking about Natty's. Didn't she have a moment with Summer about Natty's drama with TJ? And I thought
Yeah,
that
a
was
little
weird
bit.
because Natty already established those boundaries. Like, I don't like Summer. We don't get along. Yet Rosa is still gossiping now about her, troubles at home, which is kind of private.
I think it was, yeah, because they were watching her match, and so maybe she was just being like conversational. But
I guess, but conversational, couldn't it be about work, not, at-home drama?
It's tough because sometimes you just want to express yourself and it just flows out,
And Summer was definitely putting it out there too.
I don't know. I feel like this may turn into a storyline and come out in a later episode where we see the drama unfold, and Summer maybe brings that up, that Rosa said something about TJ and her.
Yeah.
And then there's another fight.
Yeah,
It's very
could be.
possible. And to my surprise, there's not really an obvious quote unquote villain yet in this season.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I
outside
mean?
of that one scene with Natty and Summer Rae, we haven't, even Summer Rae hasn't been the like hated on quote unquote villain or whatever you want to say. Like she's also not been there as much.
Yeah.
So her interaction with the girls is pretty low. So maybe we're just waiting to get her in the mix a little later.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, I guess right now the biggest villain for me would probably be Bree.
Bree. Yeah.
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 This episode especially, she's like letting everybody get a tongue lashing.
Yeah.
I was just imagining them taping it and having them say, "Can you just be a bigger bitch or something?" Because wow.
Yeah, we're no longer in Brie mode, it's bitch mode.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She has elevated it.
Yeah. So Natty kind of freaks out a lot about getting nearly kissed. And what happens is she has to have a talk with Rosa Mendez and says, "Please don't do that anymore." And then Rosa explains herself, "Look, I'm not into you. But let's just be friends." And she slaps her ass, and there you have it.
She's like, "What? Football teams do it."
Yeah.
She's like, "Stop it!" Like,
Oh my goodness.
I don't
so
know-
serious.
I don't know why Natty's making such a big deal of it.
I
Personally.
would too. I mean,
Really?
if I was down and we were both drunk and we were just having fun, no big deal. I did that in college.
Yeah.
But like, there's a point where it just crosses a boundary and it goes too far. And me watching this thinks Rosa goes that way. And you even Googled it yourself.
I did
Kaori.
Google it,
So
yeah.
you were thinking the same thing.
Yeah. But
And they're trying to paint that picture because that was
Right.
all that page button at the beginning did, was just showing
Yes.
us like her basically quote unquote hitting on another girl. So it's almost like they're trying to lure you into thinking that she.
Exactly.
You know,
And she's
has a
been
thing.
naked in episodes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not caring, which is,
Yeah.
I mean, cool if she's into that. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. They're leading up to
Yeah,
it.
maybe she's just like a carefree spirit kind of girl. I mean, she was with a guy for a very long
Love
time. And that was,
everything.
Maybe
so,
she likes them all. You know?
yeah, which is great. Hey, good on her. But it is funny that they're trying to like bait you into.
Yeah,
it, you know?
right?
They're like, come on.
Yeah. Well, Natty wasn't having it, but overall,
For sure.
Rosa's a good friend.
Yeah, I think the intention was good. Again, I feel like even with the Summer Rae thing, she didn't want Summer Rae to drive by herself.
Yeah,
So
no.
the intention was good. It's the drama that unfolds from it that she's maybe just not thinking through very well. I don't know.
That's
but
kind of true. There's this pattern of her intentions being good, but the outcome is not so great.
yeah, she's like, what is this match going to do to this pile of dry leaves?
I know.
No big deal. I just needed to see.
That's great.
But
Okay, let's talk about Brie mode, bitch mode, because what happened
Yeah.
between after getting married and now? She is completely cranky, being a bitch towards Nikki, being rude towards her. So they were having a fit in the laundromat or whatever, and he was,
yeah, laundry store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they trying to convince the WWE audience that maybe Brie is the bitch all along? You know, because of the whole storyline that they have going on the main shows.
yeah.
Right.
Where Brie's supposed to be good, Nikki's supposed to be bad, yet Nikki throws it back at her. But now I'm feeling like,
Right.
Brie,
I kind of see what you're saying,
Yeah.
because when you're watching WWE, like the matches and the
Uh-huh.
storyline, you're thinking, dude, they're totally blowing it out of proportion. But then you're watching this reality show, quote unquote, and you're thinking, all right, Nikki has a point here.
yeah, right?
You know?
Yep. I don't know. I think maybe too she could be bored or she could be nervous. I do believe, again, we're not sure how the money is working exactly, you know, how much of that is true or not. But I do think that just sheer boredom. Like if you're living on the road and suddenly you just put the brakes on all of that and you just got married and you're both at home all the time, she's just probably, I don't know, she might be like,
Well,
clean your room. You know,
Yeah.
like just trying to find things around the house that could be bothering her.
I mean, she does express that she's a little stressed out because she's expecting a phone call from Mark Carano, and then she doesn't hear from them. So she figures she needs to give him a call to express that she wants to come back and she misses it.
Okay, going off that,
Yeah.
mentioning money troubles, why is she having money troubles in the first place?
That's
They're
always the
both
question.
on the highest, points in their career on the main roster. Do they get paid by day, or are they on a salary here? Because I was thinking it was a salary.
I think they get paid every show, right?
Well,
Really?
we don't really know,
Okay.
but generally speaking, they're paid like a flat salary, but then also they're paid if they're actually on a show. So that's like their bonus or
Oh,
their...
so these are still getting yearly annual pay.
Yeah, before the WWE Network came around, you were paid, X amount for a house show, a little bit more for Raw, and then, the top dollar was all your pay-per-views. Now with the network, I don't know exactly if that's still the structure or not, because we're not paying for pay-per-views, we're paying for the network, etc.
Right.
But yeah, all those appearances and merchandise is a huge one, and if you're not on TV, you're not selling as much merch.
Right, and I've got to think that Brian's probably on workers' comp right now.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah,
I don't know how injuries
you're right.
work, but they're definitely paying them for
I'm sure they have to have it in like high insurance because of all the injuries that happen on WWE.
Yeah.
But what I was saying last week or 2 weeks ago is that, it's not even about the actual, like, are you broke or not? But if you're used to getting $1.5 million a year and you're suddenly getting $1 million, that's $500,000 to you. You're
That's
like,
true.
I better
Yeah.
chill out with all that. And they just bought a house and all this kind of, who knows what they're doing with the solar panel situation for the other housing. So I just think that maybe they're just like trying to tighten the belt in case.
And it's almost like they dropped finding a second job. There was
Oh,
no
that was
mention
just
of
a
it.
silly. I think that was just like not real.
It was
that was
fine,
like,
though.
can we
It is
promote?
real.
You think so?
Yes, because I feel as though I know that Brie wants to start her family. She's all about family. She even said in the episode tonight, you're my number one and WWE is second in my life. So I feel as though her next step is to create that family, and she's looking into having a business that's going to support that goal, whereas she doesn't have to be on the road making money off pay-per-views and things like that.
I think that mentality is real, but I think going to her mom's whatever resume place and
That
like
was-
we came
yeah.
without resumes. It was
Yeah.
just like very much
That
TV
I didn't
setup.
believe.
Yeah.
The whole bed
But-
and breakfast thing seems more legit.
And I think it's a kind of a neat. I think it could be a niche thing, like a green
Yeah.
bed and breakfast. I think it could
agree.
do well in certain areas. I
Yeah.
don't know if.
It's true. Well, Brie's really stressed out. Not only because she's not working right now, and she's stressed out because she doesn't know when Bryan Danielson will start working again. But doesn't mean that she doesn't have to be such. She has to be such a bitch, right? So Nikki and Bryan decide, look, we're gonna have an intervention. Worst idea ever or best idea? What did you guys think of this intervention?
Best.
Best.
She needed to hear it, obviously, because then we found out what the real issue was, like lickety split. But it is kind of funny to be like, listen, we think you have a problem.
I know. I thought
You're
it was
being a
like,
real bitch. Like, you're addicted to bitchiness. Like, I don't know. It was a little dramatic, but again, that's fine. It's a show.
Yeah, but like we were talking about before we got on air, my favorite part was it Josie that was licking the
dog?
snot?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Dale and I were like, yeah, we do that.
I
Yep.
cringed.
We both got cute little doggies and
Yeah.
have definitely had tongues up our nose.
Okay,
so.
I have a cute little doggy too, but he doesn't kiss my nose. He kisses everything else, I feel like.
Mine is very
You know?
nose centric.
Oh,
Really
yeah.
likes to get up there and
Really?
nostrils. Yeah.
I
funny.
think my dog too. She's like, wow, there's some flavors up in there. That's my guess.
What kind of dogs do we have?
I have a black Pomeranian. It's very cute.
Yeah, mine's a little dog too. Maybe it's a little dog thing. What's
So
your
is
dog?
mine. Mine's
Yeah?
4 pounds. Yorkie.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Who knows?
He'll probably lick your nose.
give your York a chance.
Maybe got really tasty noses. You don't know.
Yeah. So Brie's gonna go back to work, which we're gonna see later on.
Yep, and Daniel is not.
And Daniel is not. Yeah, and he might actually need more surgery. We don't know. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Which
At least on Total Divas, we don't.
Yeah, quote unquote. All right, let's talk about Trinity because that is a mess. I was a little confused here. Like that whole scene where she went to the doctor and the doctor explained you have polyps that blood might just flood out and might cause problems, might even be cancerous.
Yeah.
I had to rewind it and watch it twice. I'm like, wait, whoa, this is really happening to her.
Yeah.
And it sucks and it's tragic and she's scared to have any kind of surgery, but
Because we found out later in the episode that she's had a surgery before.
Yeah.
She had one of her ovaries removed. Is
yeah,
that what she said?
yeah,
Yes.
we didn't know that.
Yeah,
And
I didn't know
that's harsh.
Yeah.
So I see why she's like
Yeah.
shy about it. She don't want to get up in there again.
It's a shame because she does want children eventually with her husband, but
A slew of children is what they
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Like a Kardashian clan
Right.
over there.
she's already having trouble down here. And, initially we think that it's because John's upset because she's not giving him the cookie. But
they kept saying so many funny.
I know,
like you would be like my chocolate chip cookie.
I know,
So I'm like,
right?
good lord.
That is why I love their love.
They're so
cute.
funny.
That's so funny.
And she decides, you know what, I'm gonna go strip. By the way, she's having this conversation with Rosa and Summer, and it felt really random.
It felt set up to me.
Right?
It was a little setup.
And then
Producer
they all go to
induced.
the strip club to. I'm not strip club. They all go to.
That would be a good episode.
That probably is coming. Just wait for the finale or
That's next.
something.
That's next. They went to take some stripping classes. I've taken stripping classes before.
How is it? Because I'm dying to go.
Yeah, we should go. It's a lot of fun. You got to be really flexible, and usually wear like spray so your skin will stick. Yeah, you got to be like the naked, the better. Just saying.
That's awesome.
I have seen like strip aerobics or something.
Yeah, you should come with us, Dale.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Like, yeah.
I could try to get on the pole once.
I bet you, and the funny thing is, you'd probably be better than us. Yeah, right. That's the crazy thing.
Who knows?
Yeah. So, she prepares herself to be a little kinky and gives John some stripping views, and she buys a pole, and he throws it because he's pissed, because he's like, that's not the reason why I'm upset. It's not because I'm not having sex. It's because I want you to go get this checked out and fixed. So what did you guys think of all this?
I mean, I thought it was fair for her to. She's like, I need to fix this in some way. I'm not getting that surgery, and I know he wants to get a little. He's always asked me to strip or do whatever. Whatever. So it was like her trying to band-aid a bigger problem, but I thought it was, again, the intentions were good. I thought, and then his reaction to it was kind of surprising to me.
It was, but then I don't know why I thought it was kind of cute that he cares about her so much that he was like, forget this stripper pole. I'm going to chuck it and you need to go see a doctor.
I respect their relationship because of that. It seems she took it to a different level where she was just trying to make him happy and take his mind off of what was really going on. He noticed what she was doing because he knows who she is, kind of took her back, a level, and then they came together when they were arguing, and he threw the stripper pole, and she kind of came back and said, settle down, like, this is what's going on, this is what we need to talk about. And then they hashed it out, which is part of a normal relationship, which is, we may get into the next thing, but why I don't agree with Natty and TJ's relationship, because she just runs away, like he said in the episode, and it seems like Trinity and John really work on their problems.
Yeah,
and
Natty
talk it out.
Natty and TJ have their own slew of issues, I would say. I mean, I'm coming off of both ends for sure. But I wanted to mention real quick, at the birthday party that Rosa Mendez organized, Cameron, aka Ariane, was there, and I felt like it was awkward between Trinity and Ariane.
They didn't show them talking.
Yeah.
And she has kind of a throwaway line about NXT, like, oh, I'm so happy, blah blah blah, but then Cameron doesn't really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of it. So I don't know if we're like saving up some trouble from that, or was Naomi like, well, I'm about to get surgery maybe anyway, so maybe this is better that you're not, so I don't know.
I know. I'm curious to see like what's the fate of their relationship, because the last we saw was that they were angry at each other. So it was nice to see them in the same room, but it was kind of awkward that they weren't talking because they were so close with each other for the past 2 seasons and, working together, and now it's kind of dissipated for the time being.
Do we also think that Ariane really wanted to go back down to NXT, or that was just something done by production?
Well, I do think it's commendable if she did.
If she did, yeah.
I wouldn't have done it. I'd be like, I'm here
right, like this is
like,
I
no.
made it, so
Yeah, wouldn't you just maybe train on the side?
I was wondering if isn't that possible?
it's just so difficult with their schedule.
Yeah.
Like they have to be on the road 300 days a year. I just don't know, and they're all over the place worldwide. So to go to Florida specifically, it's kind of hard. There's not like there's a wrestling ring set up in every town that you go to, except in the Coliseum that night. And I don't think you can be like, can I get 10 minutes before the pre-show or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know how exactly
That's so
that works.
Interesting.
It
So
is.
it's like if you're not even if you're on the main roster and you're not fighting all the time, how do you keep yourself in the game if you don't have the time to train?
And the thing about Ariane is her partner Naomi, she's exponentially better in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But she was a born athlete kind of thing. Even
Yeah.
at the stripper class, she was kind of showing up the other girls, they said,
Yeah.
So sometimes you got it.
They do.
Sometimes you don't, Eva Marie.
Then there's our mention of Eva Marie of the day.
That's her. She wasn't in this episode at all.
A little
was she?
bit. She was at Natty's party.
Oh yeah, at the party.
Yeah, I don't even know she was there when they were Natty was getting, forced by Rosa Mendes to make out with her.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted that to happen. I wanted Natty to be like, I kind of like it,
And then TJ got upset that she cheated on him.
Yeah.
With a girl.
Maybe that's the kick to the pants he might need. I don't know.
I don't even think TJ would care. Let's talk about TJ Natty, because I think TJ is just so clueless.
He's so apathetic too.
Yes.
Just like, oh, well, what's the problem? You like to work out.
Yeah. And
I didn't get you a cake, but I got you this machine. Just everything that he says, I'm just like, wake up.
Exactly.
I got you rotisserie chicken.
Exactly. Like, that's your defense. No cake, but I got that rotisserie chicken you like.
And she's driving off. He's like, bye. I was like, what a dick.
And even the wave that he did was like kind of a rude wave. I don't know how that's
The
possible,
thing
but it
is,
seemed
they're
yucky.
both stubborn. Like,
very stubborn.
she will run away and go to a hotel overnight, and he won't call her.
Yeah.
Because they both want to be right in their own ways.
I think that's a lot of times, I could be wrong. I've never had a 12-year relationship, but sometimes you get so complacent with somebody that you always think, oh, they'll be there when I'm ready to talk to them. So they're just not stressed out about it. And it's kind of, it could be tragic. He bought the machine, this workout machine, and Natty's just upset because it's not romantic, it's not thoughtful, and she even thinks, look, TJ, you got this machine because you want to use it.
Yeah, you wanted this.
Do you think this is true? Because I do.
Right? I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah.
I've always thought their relationship was weird, though.
Yeah, I know
never
you always
really
talk about that.
I don't know. Maybe because of how long they've been together, or maybe just they show emotion differently than I'm used to. But I don't know. There's something about it that feels weird.
No, I agree with you. I think he knows his wife by now. Like he said, it's been 12 years, right? And a year of marriage. So, her response to him was, why on earth would I want to sit in my office with the doors closed and jiggle? And she was laughing. You should know your wife by now. Why would you get her something that she wouldn't appreciate while she's sitting here telling the e-cameras, I would want a towel, a this, a that, the stupidest, smallest things.
By the way, the girls gave her half the things on that list that she mentioned. The
Yeah,
bubble
right?
bath, the other stuff.
Exactly.
I was like, these girls don't even, they've been on the road with her, but not for
Eva
12
Marie
years.
only knew her probably a year ago. So what is going on? That's what I want to know.
She wouldn't even have had a birthday celebration if it wasn't for her own doing, buying her own cake and inviting her own parents, or having Rosa Mendes around. And it's just kind of tragic. You've been together with a guy for so long, and he shows you no celebration that you're another year older.
And his excuse that, well, we're on the road, what did you expect me to do? Is that a joke? And when Summer actually said the same thing and repeated that during her conversation with Rosa, well, yeah, they're on the road, right? That's no reason. Who cares how busy you are? There are actors, there are models, there are people that travel the world all the time. They have time to call their loved one or send their loved one something, whether it's flowers or something like super small. It's still thoughtful to think about them, and you don't want to lose that person to somebody else.
Yeah.
And it sucks that at Rosa Mendes' when she made those parties, the night one and the daytime one, TJ was at neither of them. Like, he could have at least made an appearance, even though he didn't plan it out. So that's how stubborn he is. It ain't cool.
Yeah.
No.
This is why women turn lesbian. She's going to turn lesbian for Rosa.
Oh, boy.
Because Rosa gets her more than TJ does.
But Rosa doesn't have the D.
She doesn't.
So at the very end of the episode, we have TJ and Natty, and they get together and they try to talk it out. It felt really weird. Like, oh, thanks for meeting with me. It's like, dude, you guys are married. But anyway. And again, you're right. Natty kind of tries to skirt the issue. She freaks out, says, I don't know what I want anymore. I don't know if we want to do this anymore. And then all of a sudden she gets a phone call. I'm out, bye, I have a phone call. And she leaves.
Oh, yeah. She's like, no, I'm by myself.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could tell he was like blank during that moment.
And at that point, I did feel kind of bad for TJ because he was trying to, fix things by having some kind of line of communication, and she was not having it.
Yeah. Kind of the opposite of what Brie said, like, you're my number one, WWE is my number two. In that particular moment, it definitely felt like WWE was more important because they're calling, and she's like, no, I'm alone. He works there. You could say, like, I'm with my husband, of which because he wrestles in the company. It just seemed weird, unnecessary. It was, like, specifically to hurt him, I feel.
100%.
Yeah. And which you shouldn't be trying to hurt each other at this. I'm not married, obviously, so this is just my opinion, but
You still don't want to be nasty.
Yeah.
You don't do that to anybody. But she's angry with him, and she doesn't know how to.
She hasn't seen him for a couple days, though. It's time to have this conversation. I mean, I'm the kind of girl, dude, and this happens all the time. I notice that a lot of times guys don't want to talk about things right away. They want to walk away. Mm-hmm. But the girl's always like, you get back here. We're talking about this. We're settling this right now, you know? So, I mean, day 4, I think they were away from each other for like 4 days.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why she didn't want to kind of fix this. I guess she doesn't know.
Stubbornness. That's what I think.
Yeah.
She just wants him to do something elaborate to make her feel better.
Yeah. And we'll see if that comes around or not.
Hopefully.
But she's often giving him that advice. Like, I feel like their whole relationship, at least on camera for Total Divas, has been like him doing something very far to the right and her being like, you should have been over to the left. You know, like every single situation. It's never like, yay. They're never like really reveling in it. Even at the wedding, it was kind of like that other dude was there and it got all weird.
That's so
Yes, I was going to bring that up.
Kind of odd.
Yeah.
Remember when they were going on dates and stuff?
Yeah. That was really weird. Or,
That guy was creepy.
They're just not completely in sync, where even he thought it'd be romantic to take her to a courthouse and get married there, and she just got upset.
How do you not know that?
No, I think they're high school sweethearts type deal, and they're just too comfortable. I don't think they're meant for each other, to be honest. They do not get along. And we've seen her question herself before she got married. She was going on dates it was her birthday that year too, right?
Yeah.
He just don't know how to do birthdays, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Or
get the clue.
get married.
Well,
or marriage.
Yeah,
or even they had like a couple seasons back, they had a problem with their sex life and they had to hire a sex doctor.
Oh, right.
Seems like they have a lot of issues in multiple departments.
Yeah. So real quick, I want to mention how cool was it to see, like, even though it was really quick, the backstage match, the NXT match between Charlotte and Natalya.
Oh, yeah.
I liked that a lot.
And a good amount of history there,
That's
too.
like one of the best Divas matches ever.
Yeah, it is.
It really is so good. And they got, like, you know, what's the word? His monarchy behind them? I mean, the royalty.
Yeah.
Wrestling royalty behind them.
It is two very large families going at it. It was a really cool moment, for sure.
I really like that. And I like seeing a part of that. But is there anything else about this episode?
Let's see.
I think we covered a good amount of
I
it.
think we got everything.
Rosa's really looking hot, by the way. I'm just saying. Not saying I want her.
Yeah, there's some certain shots in there, too, of those interviews. You know, sometimes in the interviews, they look totally different and odd.
I think
but her interview camera or whatever, she looks pretty good.
I think it really grows on, like, her personality just grew on me so much that I just think she's a really awesome person.
Oh, and by the way, they featured this restaurant that's in LA in this episode with the Bella twins.
What's it called?
I believe it's Marivana. I was there once. I just had drinks because it's this like Russian grandma type restaurant. It's decorated so cute, right in Beverly Hills. And I love it. So if you guys are in LA, you should definitely check it out. But that scene was kind of funny because...
Which scene was it?
It was when the two Bella twins were sitting down getting like lunch or something, and one was ordering champagne and wine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's like, I deserve this bottle of wine.
Yeah.
$290.
Do we think she has a drinking problem? She's always drinking.
I think she has a lavish problem.
With life.
Yeah. Like, she loves the finer things in life, which is fine.
That's fine. That's why she's working.
That's why she's dating John Cena. He's giving her that, too.
Oh, hell yeah, he is. The cars, the home, her walk-in closet. She could sneak people in that house without him even realizing, which is crazy.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
She's getting that egg freezing situation in like the West Wing while he was like, Nikki!
Yeah.
You need intercoms in that house because they probably wouldn't even hear that.
It's so funny how she dodged getting caught with doing the fertility thing, but then she got caught.
Threw in the trash.
Yeah, with the trash.
And he thought she was doing drugs, which is the best. I can't believe that scene.
Yeah.
I'm like, Nikki Bella and drugs, and John Cena finding this because he's so straight edge. Like, I'm a good boy.
Is that how you see him? Like, super clean,
I see him as super clean and straight edge. So when I see a scene like that, it makes me laugh.
I know, right?
Because he's thinking the worst. Like, oh my God, my girlfriend is a drug addict. What do I do?
It's funny because when John Cena says anything dirty, I'm like, oh, John Cena just said that. Yeah, I like him.
I like John.
Yeah, he's
It's
awesome.
funny that they were having that talk in his like fancy car. I forget what car type it was that he was driving.
Was it a
this
Ferrari
episode.
maybe? Or a Lambo?
I can't remember. But either way, it was just funny that they were talking about Bree's
Yeah.
attitude
I know.
in his fancy car.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Bree gets that in check, but
It seemed, I mean, honestly, they left it at the end of this episode where she felt like she got that out, and then Mark called her back, and we know that she's going back to have her own storyline for like her dream match ever. So it turns out great. So hopefully her and Brian, but I think he handled it really well. He's like, see, that's great. I want to hear that you're upset about your career or you're upset about your whatever. Don't just like snap at me and be a bitch.
He's so calm and collected.
Yeah.
Like him and John it's just so commendable how they deal with the Bellas because they're a little, out there.
They're hard to handle.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if they're trouble now, I wonder what they were like in their like late teens, early 20s.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
Well, Nikki did get married and not tell her whole entire family.
Yeah, and that Brimo didn't come from nowhere.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, guys, let's talk about some news and gossip, which I just deleted, but there it is.
AFTERBUZZ TV News.
I was looking for some news and gossip, hence Rosa lesbian question mark, but I didn't find that except that a lot of guys hope that that's the case. And then
that's their fantasy booking.
And then there was something like a forum of who would you want to see together, AJ and Paige and and Natty. So Heavy.com had a 5 fast facts you need to know about Natalya and TJ.
Yikes.
Yeah. 1, Natty and TJ take a break from each other on Total Divas. Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. 2, the two got married after dating for 12 years. That we know. Natty was TJ's manager at some point. I don't know if you guys know that. They are firm on separating business and pleasure.
Maybe a little too much.
Yeah, because I'm quite confused what's happening here. And finally, TJ and Natty worked as a tag team for those who didn't know.
Yeah, they were both trained in the same place.
I would love to see them tag team again, but they don't seem very happy.
He's doing good in NXT. He's got some steam over there now, so.
How do you feel about him being at NXT?
I think it's great. I think they're doing a good job taking guys who are just kind of like absent or missing from the card, like Justin Gabriel, and now Sin Cara is down there. Like people who were just like gone from TV. They're giving them better things to do in NXT and actually revitalizing what they're doing while helping build the new guys. Like
now I guess they're doing that with Ariane or Cameron.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. JoJo has been doing the announcing for the past little bit, so.
Good for her. She didn't fall off the chart.
Yeah, right? I'm surprised that Eva Marie's not doing what Cameron's, like taking her steps.
I think they just love, Eva Marie is so perfect for Total Divas. I think they want to just leave her there until this.
I bet if this ever ends Total Divas, they'll probably boo her down.
You think so?
Yeah, because the fans of WWE still think she's a bad wrestler.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a hot commodity.
Does she wrestle a lot on main event? Because I rarely see her.
She's gone out like a few times.
Okay.
Not often by any means, but a few times.
And what do you think of her wrestling?
I mean, come on, let's be real. She needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
But yeah, she needs work. She's more of the model that was hired to be the wrestler.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, when I interviewed her, she was saying that her only practice she gets is when we see her on Raw or Main Event or whatever.
And
it's like,
to what you were saying is what we actually talk about on Main Event. Maybe they got that from you, that they really don't have that time to train and practice. That's why Ariane's stepping down, I guess. Yeah. So for her, I give her a lot of credit, knowing what I see from Total Divas and then watching her in WWE gives me a whole nother perspective on the situation. Yeah. And she's great for reality TV, so good for her. She's making money.
And she owns up to it. And, obviously the first season she was kind of the bitch of the Divas, and then she passed the torch on to Summer Rae. And now she's good. She's good. I don't even know if Summer Rae is going to continue to be the bitch of the season.
She seems like she's got a little sharp tongue, so
we'll see.
She might keep that for a bit.
She's being a little less featured too this season.
Yeah, but we'll see. We're only 4 episodes in, so let's just talk about some predictions, I guess. There.
What? Hey,
I like it.
TV.
I wonder why it flashes.
That's what it looks like in the future.
Excuse me. So, what are your predictions? I totally missed the next time on Total Divas.
Mine keeps cutting that off.
Me too. What the heck?
Thanks, Cable.
I think there is going to be something with Eva Marie and her wedding, the works of that. I think there was something about that happening.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I guess,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any good predictions.
Oh, what do you guys think was going to happen to Natty and TJ?
Well, I think they're going to take a break, apparently.
Yeah, I agree with whatever that article said. I think they're going to take a break.
Yeah, it's kind of.
And if he's busy down at NXT, it kind of makes sense. Like, he could stay in Florida, and Natty could go around because she's still traveling with the main roster. So maybe that allows them the space they need.
She is reportedly worth more than he is.
Yeah, they kept
Makes
calling
sense.
him Natty's husband or something down
Yeah.
at NXT. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah,
They're so mean.
yeah, I know, right?
Well, that's kind of good.
And they did tease in the past that they go to some lawyer to talk about divorce, and I don't know if that's blown out of proportion. We only saw the snippet where like, oh, another option is divorce, and it was like boom, boom, boom.
Like, well,
Yeah, we'll see. And
our first Total Divas divorce.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I hope not. I mean, they should.
Yeah.
If they figured it out for that long, they should figure out how to make it move into the next phase.
And do you guys think Trinity is going to have her surgery?
Yes, because John's going to make her.
Yeah. And do you think Bree's gonna chill out completely after this?
Well, after this, she gets her huge dream.
But she still could be a bitch in the background.
Yeah.
You know?
We'll see how that does.
I think that led into what's going to happen on WWE with the whole sister issue.
Yeah.
So I think we may be seeing more of the biatch come out.
I also think it could be good fodder for how he interacts with her while he's sitting at home alone now, just him and Josie,
Yeah.
getting nose licks all day, every day.
So cute.
And then Bree is out doing all this program for SummerSlam. So maybe that's a point of contention for him, that he has to sit and watch her while he doesn't wrestle.
Yeah.
Who knows?
He's also probably going to have surgery again. He's
Yeah.
just got a lot of stuff going on. And by the way, whoever is watching this, if you took a shot every time we said bitch, you'd be drunk by now.
Oh, seriously.
Should have made that a game.
I know. We should have next
Like
week.
one word each week.
That's perfect.
And it could be different. You know?
I like that. We like to
Good idea.
encourage drinking here at AFTERBUZZ.
We do.
They do it on cable too. It's shocking, right?
true.
Yeah,
It is
true.
It's true. Well, that about covers up our after show for this episode. So tune in next week. And in the meantime, guys, go to YouTube, iTunes, rate, comment, let us know what you thought. Keep the conversation going. Thank you for tuning in. Where can we follow you guys?
You can follow me at Gabrielle_Loren on Twitter and GabbyLO87 on Instagram. Take it away.
You can follow me at The Walking Dale on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me cooking up some dishes on youtube.com/dishingonmovies.
With your doggy.
With my little dog.
And you can find me on Instagram as well as Twitter at KAORIOUS. And we will catch you guys next week for some more Total Talk.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.